Hey, welcome back. So usually I say I'm going to give you three things you don't need to know. Well, we're going to talk about end of year stuff since the holidays are here. New Year is almost on us, and there are some things you do need to know before the end of the year. So happy holidays to everybody from the team here at Lifestyle Planning. I'm going to give you three things here that have to be done before the end of the year, or else they don't work. So let's dig right in. First, if you are at the age where you have required minimum distributions from your retirement accounts, first thing is make sure you've taken at least your minimum distribution. Your IRAs, your 401ks, your annuity IRAs, all of those have to be pieced together, and you have to know what that aggregate RMD amount is for the year. And it has to be taken from one or all of them. You can take it from one source if you want, before the end of the year. But just know that December 29th this year, December 29th is the last day of market trading. So you better initiate that stuff well before the 31st. That's tip number one. Second is that there are some tax strategies you can do after the end of the year, before April 15th, but there are some you can't. And so the first one I want to give you on the tax idea before the end of the year is to look at any opportunities you have to do tax loss harvesting. What that means is if you have an after-tax brokerage account and you've got some investments in there and some of those holdings have gains, you might want to sell those and lock some of those gains in. That's the idea. That's the whole goal, is to get gains on our stocks, right? But that triggers a capital gain tax. Well, if you have some other positions in there that have dropped in value, then you can sell those and they net each other out. So you can kind of figure out, what are my gains, what are my losses, and figure out how much of each of those positions to sell in order to get to that middle ground of a net zero tax on those. And you could just use the losses use the gains to rebalance into some of the losses. If those are still good holdings, then you can just buy more shares at that depressed value. And then the other second tip, we got tip A and tip B for tax issues, is if you want to take advantage of qualified charitable contributions. If you're over 70 and a half, you can do a charitable distribution directly from your IRA to charity. That'll satisfy your RMD requirement for the year, and you won't get anything added to your income when you pull it out under the qualified charitable contribution strategy. So those all have to be done before the end of the year. Again, December 29th is the last trading day of the year. The third thing I'm going to give you isn't necessarily an end of the year deadline, but oh my gosh, it's worth doing. If you're going to be looking at those two things, go ahead and check your beneficiary designations on those accounts. Critical, just absolutely critical. Our estate planning firm deals with the state administration, will contests, probate litigation, all that stuff. And we have these things, we see them all the time, where somebody passes away. Everybody thought the account was designated to the kids equally or to the surviving spouse or whatever. And oh, whoops, it's to literally, we have one where it was to the ex-wife from like 25 years ago. It's going to be a mess. It's very quick for you to just check and confirm they're correct. Make sure they're correct. This is a great time to do it since you're in those accounts already. That's all I got for today, everybody. Have a wonderful, happy holidays. I wish you all the blessings this time of the year. And you'll see one more before the end of the year, but Happy New Year as well.